Good evening. It's 7 o'clock on a Monday night. It happens to be July the 1st. It's Canada Day. So we'll see how many people show up for our mental mind treatments. Kayla has already sent me hers, and she also says blessings and love to all. Right now, that's her and me. So we're great. Oh, we have two things up. Somebody hasn't put their name in yet. Well, I'm one person, I guess. Anyway, I want to start like I usually do because I had trouble finding my God box, the insight cards. I know my desk is a bit messy, but where did they go to? Anyway, a couple of things crossed my mind with it. Then I want to just start with that. The one that really caught my eye wasn't one that I had picked up. It was just sitting down at the bottom of the box. It says, what I am seeking is now seeking me. It's a bit of you have to put your head around that a little bit. On the other side, it says, slow down, you're going too fast. You got to make the moment last, which is from Paul Simon. But let me just read this again. What I am seeking is now seeking me. And in a way, that goes a lot with goal setting and creating goals or creating the reality that you're wanting around. And it's food for thought. And then the other one that kind of came out, like I usually pick them, the day of my spiritual awakening was when I saw, and I knew that I saw, all people in God and God in all people. And that is, it's funny, got an interesting thing show up my thing here. And that always makes it really, really important. I'm just trying to think how I can change that. I didn't ask for that to come in. Let me just click something here. And if I lose everybody, I'll be back. There we go. I wanted to see who else had written in. Karen Lee. Hello there, my dear. And Karen itself. Okay. And the other one, that whole big long thing about when I knew that I saw all people in God and God in all people. On the other side, it says, today I celebrate my love for you. Canada, well, those of us that are Canadians, we certainly one way or the other celebrate our love for our country, one way or the other. On Sunday, I read a red shirt. Today, I'm in black and white. All things are. And I see we have 6 people already. So I'm going to begin today because Kayla texted me earlier. And I had to smile, Kayla, because you had 3, 1, and the magician. The magician is number 1. I love that. So we have 2 aspects of a number 1 because the magician says all things are possible. So I want to really concentrate on that. She asks to continue living with the beautiful love energy, filling my body and mind, always connected to spirit. So I'm going to begin with the mental mind treatment for this. I know there is one power, and I know the power exists for all who align with it and work with it. And I therefore speak my word for Kayla, knowing that she has love, she has creativity, and for her, all things are possible. I also know that the continued living with the beautiful love energy that she found and is filling her body and mind always connected to spirit. It is choice. When we experience the connection to the love energy, when we become at one with the love energy, it is our choice to consistently remind ourselves that it's there. And even if our minds wander away, it's only ever a breath away. That's what I have found. Just breathe in and drop down into whether you have a color that you imagine, whether it's the feeling. I know the feeling that I found and has been with me now for many, many, many years is always there if I drop down into it, if I go specifically looking for it. If I stay in my head, no, it's not there. And that is always the key, is people have to come out of their heads and into the feeling part of them and know that that is true and that is viable, and that is real. So I give thanks in knowing that Kayla is moved into a new awareness of continued living with I love the way she wrote this, continued living with the beautiful love energy, filling my body and mind, always connected to spirit. So that's something each one of us works towards. She also asked for her son, Jason. And actually, I sort of took what she said and I've changed it a little, because what I feel here for Jason, we just need to treat for inner strength and perseverance. And the only thing I could really think of regarding the number is the strength card, number 8. So as I speak my word for Jason, I know the inner strength, his inner perseverance, his inner beingness is strong. And it is the allowing of things to be as they are, things you cannot have control over, the things you're not aware of, or etc. And it's the allowing of the inner strength and the perseverance of self that grows with every breath that you take in the here and now, as it moves forward in love, understanding, and awareness, so that there is strength and perception. I give thanks in the knowing of this. I give thanks in knowing that Jason is strong, and he has the ability of knowing that spirit, whatever you want to call God, love, or whatever, is always with us, always. And that he knows that. So now it's up to him to have that inner strength and perseverance to work with that. I give thanks in the knowing as I release this thought, knowing that it is true, it is done, that inner strength and perseverance is there exactly as he needs it, always. And as I release this, we say, and so it is. Okay, so let me go to this. Kayla has said, let blessings and love to all. Karen says, happy Canada Day, Norma. Yes. I had if I may say for a moment, I had an interesting day today. I've been feeling better the last few days. It was like I woke up and I went, oh, I'm feeling better. But I still don't feel tremendously energetic. But that's going to change in the next few days because I have things I have to get done. And anyway, today was a beautiful day here. I even turned the cooler on in my apartment, and I worked with my flowers a little bit. But I was sitting out, and I had a big long nap this morning, which was good. Then and there's tennis on the TV, and there's still soccer on the TV. So, lots of entertainment. Now, I was sitting outside reading my book, and I got a little unsettled. I said, I want to go for a drive. So I have a person that lives in the apartment block that I live in that isn't very well. And I texted her and said, do you want to go for a drive? So we did. And we went just a little, not a huge drive, but a little one to get some cherries. And so we drove over there, and then I drove back the back ways and everything. And I came home and I was really, really tired. And I went, I know I'm getting better, but I'm still not, the energy still has to be managed. So that was a good understanding, and I enjoyed it. So I had to rest so I would be ready for tonight, which I am. But I wanted you to know that that terrible, terrible cold is just at this last dregs, and the energy is returning, which is good. And I'm feeling optimistic, and that's even better. So, okay, I want to go now to Karen. Karen Lee said, happy Canada Day. Karen Merker says, happy Canada Day. I put you in Healing Circle today. I would love a treatment for more expansion. I like that word, expansion. And it's 5, 8, 14. Thank you. So glad you gals know the numbers to give me. So let's look at the numbers first. Number 5 is the Hierophant. I give you the tarot numbers, names for them, because a lot of you have them, and so you can look at them after. The Hierophant is the teacher. The teacher has 2 prelates, or 2 people in front of them that he is talking to. So who is he? Who do we need to be? The person who knows, the person that needs to learn more. Often that is one part of that. Number 8 is strength, where the strength from above we bring down to be able to implement in our lives. And number 14 is balance. So when we look at this, there's knowledge that is needed to be applied to the life in a balanced way. That would be one way we could interpret this. And so we're going to, because we want expansion, it's like there's a little bit more knowledge of awareness that needs to come through. And you have the strength, you have the purpose to be able to apply that and to be able to work with, in the sense that there is a sense of being. Okay. I know there is one power and there's one essence. And as I speak my word for Karen, I know that all is answerable there. I know there is a sense of being. I know that the balancing effect of what is known and what is unknown is brought together through knowledge, by applying above to allow the knowledge to come in, which is a different perspective. It brings a different perspective and the awareness of being. I also know, as I move things together in an awareness, I am able to work with those as I move forward. As I expand my horizons, I feel strong. I feel aware, because it's, and if you watch my fingers, it's all gelling together. And because it is all gelling together, there is a sense of being. I know there is power here for Karen. I know that Karen is ready to step into the next level, because we've watched her for months transition. And now seems like a strengthening of the transition, a strengthening in the power of being, strengthening in the sense of the direction of where you're going, so that it all brings about a sense of purpose. I give thanks in the knowing of this expansion of awareness and balance. The most important element, to take what we know and balance it with the new, to take what we know and balance it with all the different things that work on and bring about together. I give thanks in the knowing that Karen understands and being. And I also, at this point, because I forgot to say earlier, thank you for the healing circles. They do help tremendously for me. I mean, when you think of where I've been and where I am, and I can see where I'm heading, it's wonderful. And so thank you so, so much. And just aside from this, as I release this, I have now exercises to do with my elbow, and it's doing slowly better and better. So that's great. So I just want you to know that as well. Okay, let's go. Karen Lee actually says, we'll be grateful for a treatment for physical. Oh, I know that word because I had it myself. Pain, sciatic pain. 3, 15, and 12. Let me just write this a little slower today with this. That's probably one of the hardest pains to have, and I've dealt with it a lot my own self, so I can empathize. But I don't have it right now, so that's good for me. The whole thing, when I look at your numbers here, is the number 15. That's the devil symbol. That's the emotional symbol that's in control. We know that you've been going through a lot emotionally with the family, with your mom, with where it's happening and where. And I would say that's exactly where everything has just gone zoom into this place, because it is a place very often that comes up when we're carrying too much. When we're carrying too much emotionally, when we don't know what to do. So, but the other two numbers say, love yourself. Love yourself. Loving yourself sometimes is putting yourself first. And not getting all emotional over things that you cannot, what's the word? Deal. It's not that you're dealing with them. It's that you can't do anything about them. They are what they are. And that's the whole thing with the devil, is that when we're emotionally tied, let me see my fingers go, when we're tied in like this, which is how the pain is in your back, is that we can't really do anything until we let go. And that's why the 12 is next, because the 12 is acceptance of what is. Accepting what is that you can't change. Until the next thought is, what do you do about it? Pain has to be dealt with. There is nothing worse than pain, whatever it may be. I know. I had to smile at this when I saw this, when you said sciatic pain. I put my hip out in the shower a little while, a few days ago, and I had to phone up my massage therapist. And I'm going back tomorrow because I was just, my poor back has been crazy, but it's because of how I moved. It's like, anyway, pain is not something we want to be dealing with, whether it's a headache, whether it's some pain in your body, or those of us with back issues. A lot of it has to do with our height and the way we distribute our weight, etc. Is that all we're going to do is know that, but accept the limitations of who we are, like how to pick up things, how to deal with things. But this is emotional, 15 being there. This is emotional pain, but it's physical, felt physically. So we're going to pray in the treatment that you can let go. Yes, acceptance is part of that, but we need to let go. Let go of what you can't control. Let go of what isn't. Let go of all the things that you are being. I give thanks in the knowingness that there is one power and there is one essence. I give thanks in knowing that Karen Lee is strong, perceptive, and aware. I also give thanks in knowing that loving force that she knows is now accepted fully inside of her, so that she can accept that which is out of her control, that which she cannot deal with or do with or anything, because it's not what she wants. That she can free herself up by letting go and being able to work with pains, the anxieties. Anxiety often creates sciatic pain as well. And just move into the love force of acceptance. This is about acceptance. You've got 2 3s in here, 3 for love and 12 for the acceptance, which is acceptance of the love. Accepting things as they are. There are things we cannot change no matter what we do. We can bang our heads against the wall 100 times. It won't make any difference. We just have to accept that it is, and then choose how we want to respond. How do we respond? How do we make this equalized? How do we let go, not only of the pain, that pain has to be dealt with, whoever takes care of your sciatic pain. But you want to make sure that you let go of the emotional pain that is behind it, that has created it. But there's nothing you can do about it except accept the situation and make a decision on what you want to do. How are you going to handle this? How are you going to choose? What can you choose to do? Maybe you just need to accept the whole thing and just say, this is how it is, and I accept it until it's done. But I think it's about you loving you. To love you beyond measure is a word that I sometimes use in things. To love you beyond whatever else. And I give thanks for that. I give thanks in the understanding of that. And so consequently, what we see, and I thank you for being on tonight, is that you're able to accept the lovingness, not only of yourself for yourself, but the lovingness of the universe for you. To accept your role of to who you are. When we get into emotion, when we move into emotional response, which we all do at times, no matter who we are, it's to remember 15 is the higher power of number 6, the lovers. Confusion, uncertainty, and when awareness, they're all geared up. That number gets confusing. What are we supposed to do? How do we do it? Well, maybe there is no how to do it because it's not you. You have to choose how you respond to the circumstances, how you continue. And if we go back to something that was said in Kayla's, because I've got it written down here, continue living with the beautiful love energy, filling my body and mind always connected. And I've just got to spirit, but I'm going to say to the higher power, to the love force, because you put that 3 right in the beginning. You understand the love force. You understand how it works. So now you have to apply it in all ways, shape, and forms. I give thanks in knowing your strength. I give thanks in knowing your awareness. And I give thanks in the ability to release other people's issues and accept what you want for you. Remember this, there's one power, one essence, and that's for you to utilize the way you want it to increase and to be in all ways, shapes, and forms. And I give thanks as I release this by saying, and so it is. Jeepers, Kayla, you're yelling at me. People say when you type in letters, it's like screaming or timing. Anyway, you see, thank you, wonderful treatments for me and Jason, but then you go on. I don't really want to do that tonight, and I'll tell you personally otherwise when I talk to you. I understand that, but I don't want to do that. I would have added otherwise, and I don't really like being yelled at, to be truthful, and I don't think that you needed to do that. I just want everybody to know, because there's very little. Oh, I want to say hello to Yvonne too. Thank you, Norma. Feeling like kind word would be nice. Yes, I'll be there in a second for sure. Yes, and also I want to mention, Yvonne, when you put your name in after I've clicked up, as I click off, sometimes when I appreciate your name, but I don't get to speak it because you have, what's the word? Because I've clicked off. Basically, I'm clicking off. So when you hear me kind of wrapping up, get your name written in really fast, because I know it's not visible. And by the time I say thank you, it's good, blah blah, we're gone in a way, because that's what happens. I want to know that. Let me see. I'm a little bit all over the place tonight. I apologize that I'm a bit tired because I had a long day. I know it's hot. But I just want to apologize a little bit here, because I think Kayla I got a little bit off here. Karen says, thank you very much. Bye, thank you. Yvonne says, and you would like a kind word would be nice for you. Okay, can you give me 3 numbers? It really does help, but I can make them up too. Karen Lee, thank you for the validation of the emotional. I will be more aware of applying the love force to be. And that is a really interesting, because every person has to take responsibility for themselves. They can be sad. They can be feeling sorry for themselves. They can be feeling no worth. But it's like they really need to be aware of how they can change that. And if they're not aware, if they don't want to change it because they want people to come and rescue them, that doesn't work. Basically, it doesn't work. I want to Yvonne. Oh, great, Yvonne. 4, 18, and 20. Another emotional one. Must be the day. Okay, hang on. Let me just take a second here. I'm a little slower than usual. I'm going to speak my word for Yvonne after I have a sip. You see, I know that the power is there for all of us if we choose it, if we want it. Sometimes someone else wants it for you, but that it's best if you want it for yourself. Number 4, that's kind of where sometimes we get stuck because of our experiences. 18 is also, which is what you write, 18 is emotional as well. It's more subtle. And 20 is acceptance. Let me do a treatment on that and see what comes. I know there is one power, and I know there is one essence, and I know that for Yvonne, that love, generosity, essence, and kindness of being is very much a part of her core. I also know that experiences that we have, especially in relation to other people and circumstances, can sometimes take us a little off kilter and make us aware of parts of ourselves that maybe we're not 100% happy with. But also within that, there is the awareness that we are human beings. And as human beings, we deal with our feelings. Feelings can become emotions, especially when they're repressed. Feelings can become a sense of uncertainty. And it's almost, I want to say the word dishonor, and I'm not quite sure where that comes from, but it's like we begin maybe to judge or feel unfamiliar or like we're not doing this right or what am I doing wrong or it's like a little self beat that goes on in the head a little bit. Looking beyond, it's like looking beyond what is there, looking beyond a sense of being. And in that looking beyond, there is a need, I'm going to say the need in the knowing that the force of love is consistently there. So we have a curtain in front of us. It might be a pretty curtain, but we've got to look through the curtain to be, what's the word I'm looking for? We've got to look through the curtain to see the reality of being accepted and a part of all there is. For you know that. So no matter what someone has said, no matter what somebody has done, no matter what somebody has inferred, you know who you are. You know what you do. You know your value. You know where you want to be. And that's at peace inside. Knowing that love always wins if one allows it to move through. Love is the element of being. And it's the acceptance. And it's, I just see you standing, radiating the love all around through the barrier that has, for some reason, come on up. Just what is it called? Displacing it? Displacing an element of being. There is an awareness of being. There is an awareness of where, how, what. There is an awareness that love is there for you. And as I say that, I know this is funny, I feel like, as I'm you in the moment, that there is a zip and something has been unzipped and taken away. And yes, it's vulnerable. Yes, it's a little maybe nerve-wracking because it's vulnerable. But with that goes all the fears and anxieties that are very hidden. And what allow to come forward is a total acceptance of being exactly who you know you are. I give thanks in the knowing this that Yvonne is going through transition of being. I give thanks in knowing that within the overall essence of love and light, there is a sense of purpose, a sense of being that to me is glorious. I want you to love yourself and not think of what anyone else has to say or do or be. It is knowing that the force works with you consistently and always. And for that, I give thanks as I release that by saying, and so it is. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you. Kayla, yeah. Sorry about that, Kayla. I just hit the wrong note in my, well, that way. It is simply my typing skills. Yes, and I know. I've typed it in caps. I'm sorry about that. I was time tired. And so I'm glad that you see that. I will talk to you later. I'll talk to you later about the subject that you were talking about, and which I will do. And I want you to know that my love is for each and everybody, but I'm a human being. And the last week has been tiresome in its own way. As even though I'm better, I'm doing more and I'm getting tired. And I apologize if I quite overreacted because I'm normal. unfortunately, sometimes. I want each one of you that is here, you are constantly here, you're constantly supporting me, you're constantly giving me love, which I totally 100% appreciate. And I have a little story because you're the people here. There might be somebody else that will listen later, but I had a phone call yesterday from somebody that I know. And what I'm giving thanks for is because I have a topic to speak about on Wednesday that I would not normally have had if I hadn't had that conversation. So, one of the things I've learned is that you never know when a situation is going to appear in your life that will add to you, even though it doesn't feel like it's adding to you at that time. But it adds to you because it opened up. I went, oh my goodness, I didn't even think about that. So I, as a topic, because I'm always looking for topics, right? You know, when you've got two in particular of talking times that what am I going to say? What am I going to do? And it's amazing where some of these things show up. And yesterday morning wasn't the greatest conversation I've had in the world, but it was clarifying for me in so many ways. And I trust, and I really mean this, I trust that my words, whether through the mental mind treatments, through the numbers, will give you what you require, what you want, and where you're heading. I give thanks for each one of you consistently and always being supportive on every which way. And I'm looking forward as I'm sort of moving into a new feeling of being that I haven't had for quite a while now, that the next stages as we evolve and go through are going to be worth it for all of us, because I have a feeling that it is going to be that way. So I give thanks for you. I give thanks in for the days to come, and I wish you well on being here this Monday. And look at that, 7:30. So we did well. And Kayla, I will phone you and I will talk to you after this. All right, dear? So lots of blessings and thank you. We'll see you. Well, I'll be back on Wednesday and then Sunday and then Monday. By the way, I hope to be mailing out my newsletter tonight. I meant to have done it last night, but forgot. Talk to you soon. Lots of love. Bye-bye.